shark. It travels over 8,000 kilometers a year, riding on the currents supported by its broad wing-shaped fins. This one may not have eaten for 2 months. But the currents can carry promising traces of fatty oils from many kilometers away and will lead it to its next meal. After days of travel, the smell of food gets stronger. A dead whale, recently struck by a ship. This could be a real feast, but the blue shark must be cautious. Great white sharks, 10 times heavier than a blue, are highly possessive around a whale carcass. Great whites are eager to feed on energy-rich whale blubber, which we now know forms a major part of their diet. Once the great white has had its fill, smaller sharks, like the blue shark, tackle what's left of a carcass. As the oils from this dead whale spread more widely, more and more blue sharks appear. Within days, the carcass will be stripped of its blubber. Then, no longer kept buoyant by its oil, it will sink into the depths below. The blue, with its reserves of fat replenished, can now survive for another 2 months without eating. Even when more sea lions arrive, they can't seem to break down the sardines' coordinated defenses. With a shoal this big, the sea lions need to isolate a smaller, more manageable group of fish. But with so few predators, the fish still have the advantage. All the sea lions can do is keep the sardines at the surface and wait for others to join them. Tuna. Their arrival changes everything. Tuna attack from below, cutting off the sardines' escape route down to deeper water. Next to appear shearwaters. Excellent flyers, but also surprisingly agile underwater. With so many predators attacking from all sides, the advantage starts to shift away from the sardines. As the fish pack ever tighter, their shoaling strategy now makes it easier for the hunters. Copper sharks. They've scented blood in the water. Surprisingly, perhaps, the predators never attack one another. They work together to corral the ball of fish, taking turns to grab a mouthful. Common dolphins. As the shoal gets ever smaller, each sardine scrambles desperately to hide in the middle. But now there's no escape. A brooder's whale finishes off the feast. Tons of sardines devoured in less than an hour.
In Benga Lagoon in Fiji, the local people are proving that sharks can be more valuable alive than dead. Tourists will pay good money for an encounter with real live sharks. This is a community-owned reef, and some of the money goes to the local villagers, a big incentive not to kill the main attraction. Fijians have long had an affinity with sharks. Their ancestors worshipped a shark god, who they believed kept them safe from harm. They would feed sharks, not hunt them, and these divers continue the tradition. First to the feast are tawny nurse sharks. But these sharks are scavengers. It's the big predators the tourists want to see. Bull sharks. Growing up to 3.5 meters long, these sharks are one of the ocean's top predators, with an aggressive reputation. The chief shark feeder is from a village where the shark god is still worshipped, so he has no fear. A bowl of shark fin soup can sell for over $100, but here each tourist pays that to see these sharks alive, and dives take place several times each week. To protect the sharks, this reef has now been declared a marine reserve, with the added bonus that other fish are protected too. Before the reserve was established, this reef had been fished out. Even a single giant trevally of this size was a rarity. Today, the divers are in for a special treat. A 5-meter tiger shark. The dive leaders have named her Scarface. She turns up once a month or so. She's inquisitive, but not aggressive.
Blacktip reef sharks. They are bigger and more powerful than trevally, but not as fast or as agile. The hardyheads are well aware of them, but so long as they stay just out of reach, they have little to fear. But now the sharks and the trevally join forces. Together they enter the shallows, each looking for a chance to attack. The trevally make the first move, and the hardyheads take refuge again in the waves. And this is what the sharks have been waiting for. Surging forwards, they chase the hardyheads out of the water, beating themselves in a daring bid to hoover up their prey. The hardyheads that escape the sharks swim back out to deeper water, but into the mouths of the trevally. Now the receding waves help to pull the sharks back into deeper water. The seabirds get their chance. It's a feeding frenzy in only 10 centimeters of water.
This is pretty cool.
Look at that. Oh, big
Oh,
big barracuda.
I love being able to see what they're seeing.
But what the sharks have filmed is worrying. There's a lot of algae overgrowth on some of these reef patches that he's passed through. You can see some signs of improvement. There's certain hard corals growing, but a lot of algae overgrowth in some of these areas.
Too much algae can reduce the oxygen levels and block the sunlight, killing the coral, which then has a negative effect on everything in the food chain, from wrasse to reef sharks.
There's a lot of fishermen here, so they could be putting a lot of pressure on some of those reef fishes that would be normally eating the algae and then maintaining the health of the system. You've got, obviously, pollution as well, and then on top of that, global warming.
Overfishing, pollution, and climate change could all contribute to this thick algae. They're global issues and will only get better if we continue to reduce our impact on the natural world. The cameras have provided a great insight into the health of some of the most remote corners of this reef. But they've also revealed some surprising shark behaviour.
Oh, this is cool.
Look at that, a tight little tunnel.
Don't tell me it's going to go through there. Wow!
It's
Right
amazing.
underneath the cave.
It's
Through
really
the
amazing.
archway. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've never really seen one swimming this deep into the reef, like down these little gullies.
Makes you wonder if he's looking for food.
That could be a strategy, I guess. Stay close to the floor, search around the reef structure, and basically ambush a reef fish. Can't be easy hunting reef fish on the reef. There are so many hiding places.
Reef sharks can sniff out prey or use special electroreceptors to detect the heartbeat of their next meal. But it's hard to catch a fish before it escapes into the reef. So by weaving through the coral, there's a chance this shark can sneak up on its next victim. It might also keep them hidden from bigger predators like tiger sharks, who, as we know, patrol this area. Seeing this behaviour is something that only our cameras could reveal. As soon as a diver enters the water, the sharks behave differently, and there's no way a human could keep up with them through these tight coral corridors.
Oh, oh, that's when the
There's
tag came
release.
off.
No matter how much scuba diving you do, you're never going to be able to spend that much time with a shark.
Exactly, and that's the big difference. That's the thing that these tags do for us, is we get 5 hours of uninterrupted footage of where these animals are going and how they're using their habitats.
The cameras have been a success, showing us that these sharks can hunt among the coral in ways Tristan had never seen before. And the footage proves that this reef needs further protection from the global impact of mankind if it's to remain a shark mecca.
These 7-month-old black-footed albatross chicks have recently been abandoned by their parents, and now, driven by hunger, it's their time to get airborne. Unfortunately, with space at a premium, there is little room for maneuver, and they must make their maiden flights over water. But this is no place for a paddle. Tiger sharks. A dozen sharks, each over 3 meters long, have crossed hundreds of kilometers of open ocean to attend this annual feast. Uncannily, these fearsome predators often arrive on the same day as the first chicks take to the air. Nothing could have prepared these chicks for such an encounter. Yet despite looking like sitting ducks, inexperienced sharks find them hard to sink their teeth into. In an ocean where food is so hard to come by, the sharks can't afford to keep missing. They must quickly perfect their technique. For these albatross chicks, running the gauntlet of sharks may seem an impossible challenge, but the vast majority make it to a life in the open ocean. In the shallow waters around an island's base, coral reefs rise towards the surface. Of all the formations in the Pacific, these reefs are by far the richest in life. There are hundreds of different kinds of coral, and all are made up of millions of tiny creatures called polyps, each covered in a hard skeleton. Reefs are home to thousands of specialists, like these razorfish that blend into the staghorn coral around them. But not all animals here need to blend in. Grey reef sharks. The reef's top predators. These sharks patrol the waters on strong currents. But without all the life on the reef here, they could never exist in such numbers. They may be idle right now, but they won't remain this way for long. As night falls, it's feeding time. Needlefish stalk the coral shallows in search of food. Predators by day, at night they become the prey. Speeding away at 30 kilometers an hour, the needlefish give the chasing sharks a run for their money. But it's hard to escape from so many.
The oceans around southern Asia are also feeling this pressure. These seas feed billions of people around the world. For many fishermen here, their catch is their only source of livelihood. And there is one fish here that they prize above all others. The whale shark. It swims slowly, gently harvesting the plankton. It's almost 20 meters long, the largest fish in the world. They are also under threat. Like many shark species in Asia, populations have declined by more than half in recent years. They are an easy and valuable catch. But here there is a respect for the seas and their inhabitants. Whale shark hunting has now been banned across Indonesia's waters. This whale shark plays a different part in the lives of these fishermen. They feed him, and the relationship seems to bring joy to both parties. And with this new protection has come something truly remarkable. Whale sharks from far away are seeking out these fishermen, and in these safe waters there is a chance for their numbers to increase. And maybe one day other shark species will be protected too. The people here have made a simple but extraordinary choice. Fishing in a way that is sustainable for themselves and the animals. Caring for wildlife is surely our shared responsibility. Across this vast continent and across the world, it is decisions like these that are key to protecting the planet's most precious diversity.